YouTube channel. It's so nice to have you here in the cottage today. I've been playing with a really fun new camera toy that I've got. So a lot of the footage you will have just seen was shot on this camera, my HOVERAir, which is a new camera that I've got that flies. And I've nicknamed it the fairy because my daughter, when it first came, was a bit scared of it. She'd not seen anything fly in the cottage before, other than, I guess, butterflies, moths, wasps, bees, those sorts of things. So we've nicknamed it the fairy, and I love it, and it takes the most gorgeous footage. So it's a drone, and I just wanted to show you a little bit more about it and show you some of the footage that I've taken. So I'm going to turn it on and show it to you and show you what it does. So we've got 6 settings on here that we can choose from. So we've got hover, zoom out, follow. That one's really good if you want a shot of yourself walking along, or it to just do what it says, follow you. You'll have seen that one at the beginning of the video. I think it's a great one. It's really good for kind of like cute cinematic imagery, and I hope you enjoyed watching that at the beginning. Orbit. So that one, it does what it says. Yeah, it's very easy to understand. Bird eye. That one's really nice. That one was really useful for me. I used it to have like a bird's eye view of the cottage and have a look at the garden and the layout of the garden, to see how I would like things to look for next year. That's what I was using it for. But it's also really nice for those bird's eye shots of like really beautiful hotels or really beautiful walks or landscapes and things that people often go on. Custom, one of my favourite ones. Dolly track. Custom, one of my favourite ones. So you can do lots of different things on this one. I've used this one to do lots of different angles. Like you can do, you know, lots of things like this. Up and down, side to side. It's really, really good because it does what you want it to do. And you control it all from your mobile phone, which is really useful. Right, so I'm going to get it to fly for you so you can see what it does. So that's it hovering, and to get it to land, you just pop your hand underneath it and it just falls straight onto your hand like this. It's so good, and the best thing of all, it fits perfectly inside this cute little carry bag, which also it fits into your pocket. It's brilliant and I love it. So you're going to be seeing a lot of drone footage from me over the next couple of years probably on my videos, and I really hope you enjoy it. And I've popped some more information about the hover down in the caption if you want to have a look at it on the website. There's also a really good offer on at the moment, and I've popped that there as well. Okay, so my friend Freya has just left. She came over with her gorgeous little daughter Aurelia, and we had a cup of tea and croissants and just a general catch up, which was really nice, because she's not been over to the cottage since we moved in, which is crazy because we moved in here 2 years ago, and I've known Freya almost my entire life, so it seemed insane to me that she'd not come to the cottage, especially considering she doesn't live too far away. But yeah, that was really, really nice, and it's just been a general tidy up day today, getting everything back into shape, because it's just been, I don't know, a bit messy, and I've just felt a little bit chaotic, and I don't know, my brain just struggles quite a lot when there's so much mess around me and so much clutter. And I made the decision to tidy out all of my clothes, and I've sold a couple of clothes, and I've also popped some clothes into charity. Both mine, Tabitha's and John's. John did his own, obviously, and then I did Tabitha's and mine. But yeah, I don't know, I find it really therapeutic to have less stuff in the house, which might look, considering you can see behind me, it might sound and look a bit unusual, but I just find too much stuff is really damaging for the mind, and I really enjoy having a kind of clutter-free, relaxed space. My little shadow that has been following me everywhere. You literally are a shadow because you're the same colour as a shadow, aren't you? So we had the staircase, John and I wallpapered it a couple of weeks ago. John put the day rail up and I wallpapered. And I've been toying with the idea of painting the day rail. Now it's up and it's white. I'm not sure I like it. I mean, I like it, but I'm thinking I might give it a pop of colour and maybe paint it lilac. And the same with the board that goes up the stairs. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be too extra and it's not going to work, and I don't want to do it and then regret it. So that's something that I'm thinking about. I don't know what you would do, but let me know. I've started doing a picture gallery as well. I've always wanted one in a staircase, but we've never had the right house for it. And I thought this wall, all the way up here, was probably the right wall for it. So I've started it, and we've got some more pictures to go up. I've got some of Hazel, some drawings of Hazel that we had done, and then some just general other pretty artwork and pictures. That's our old cottage, you might remember. I also took down our Halloween decorations the other day, and I've slowly, I don't think John's noticed, but I've slowly been putting Christmas decorations out. So I love this. My brother bought me this. It's just a really pretty snow globe, and it's just got a little deer in and it sparkles, and it just makes me happy. So I've just got home and picked Tabitha up from nursery, and she's upstairs having a nap. We popped to the shops in the garden centre on the way home. She just wouldn't go to sleep in the car. She was very excited, so I thought it'd be nice to take her out for a little stroll around. We got some shopping because we needed milk and things like that we'd run out of, but I actually wanted to get in the garden centre hyacinth bulbs, because I've got these, which are the hyacinth bulb, like, growing glass jars, vases. They had some in the garden centre, but they were all like a bit mouldy, and I just, like, I know from my friend Sophie that's, like, she's a professional gardener, and I know from her that even if a bulb's mouldy, that's fine, it will still grow, but I think after having the kitchen done and having so much mould in the kitchen and cleaning all of that, I don't know, it's just giving me the heebie-jeebies, as it were, to have any mould around me whatsoever. So I just thought, no, I'm not going to buy them. Oh my gosh, I've also just noticed, so I planted these with Tabitha a couple of weeks ago. No, lies, like a week ago. They're already starting to sprout, and we've already got here, look here, we have already got, we've already got a bud coming. I'm so excited. Oh, she's going to love those when they flower. Tea bags. Oh, I'm going to show you something in here in a second. Let me make my tea first. I love this tap. Can you see? It is a hot water tap. It's literally the fanciest thing ever. I didn't even know these existed until we were getting the kitchen done. And then I saw they existed, and then I was like, do I really want to get one of those? Because are they safe? Will that be... Anyway, it's very safe. You push down, then you push back, and then you wait 3 seconds, or a bit longer, and then the boiling hot water comes out. So it's actually really hard to burn yourself. I've got in here, I'm going to pop you down on the shelf there, I've got these pegs, and I just think they are the cutest pegs. I mean, look at that. How friggin' cute is that? They're like little wooden handmade pegs that we bought in Copenhagen. So they've got botanic gardens there, and we were walking through it on the way back from exploring, and yeah, they had these, and I just thought those are so cute. So we got the frog and the duck peg, and I just think, I mean, look at them, aren't they just so cute? I've currently got the duck on my bag of flour here. I mean, isn't that just the cutest thing ever? I thought it would be nice to come and have a sit down on the sofa and just do not a lot for 10-15 minutes, watching the baby monitor, checking how my daughter's doing. So yeah, I had my friend Freya come over today. I've known her since I was 2, 3, so about my daughter, no, it must be older, maybe 4. Yeah, I would say maybe 4, now I'm thinking logically about it. But yeah, she's, I think, my oldest, literally oldest friend that I've known forever. And it was just funny talking to her about motherhood, because she's got 2 little children very similar age to my daughter. And I just think it's really interesting the way that different parents parent. We're very similar, the way that we parent, and we just wondered if that was down to our upbringings, because we were brought up obviously in very similar environments, similar areas, We lived in the same village, for example, went to the same primary school. But yeah, it's just interesting when you're out and about and you see the way different people parent and just the way people are. I think there's a lot of pressure on, generally on like individuals to be a certain way with children nowadays. You know, for women we have to work, we literally have to work, majority of us. We have to look after the home, we have to cook, we have to look after the children, we have to look after ourselves, we have to be free to go out for lunches and dinners with friends, and it's just so, I'm missing things, but it's just so not manageable. And it makes things so difficult. I know I'm really fortunate being, you know, a vlogger, working on social media, being a content creator, you know, whatever word you want to put to what I do, I'm very fortunate that I do it. I have worked so hard to get here, and I never expected to go full-time doing it. My background, as you know, is just brand side social media, working for lots of different companies. Well, lots. I worked in an agency where I worked for lots of different companies, and then I worked for a big pet company, which was great. But yeah, it's just crazy. And something Mum and I were talking about today, which I thought was really interesting, is the fact that a lot of people, especially through social media, they want, and they have this idea that happiness is a big house, a flash car, lots of stuff, whereas in reality, happiness is a warm cup of tea, I think, is the bird fluttering at the window, the little robin. That we had a robin come in the cottage the other day, or, you know, your daughter or your son laughing hysterically at anything, you know, at my dog Hazel rolling around on the floor, or, you know, whatever it may be. You know, happiness is waking up in the morning and seeing snow outside. It's just, or it's sunny, or it's pouring it down with the most glorious rainfall. It's not stuff. And obviously growing up, we all have different thoughts, feelings and opinions and ideas of what we want our, you know, our futures to look like, what we want ourselves to be. But I think, especially since we went through COVID, I've definitely found the way that I used to view things change significantly. And I now like a slower pace of life. I now like it cozy, and I now love being at home playing with my cameras, playing with lots of different technology and editing software. I've even been researching into AI and things like that. I just find it fascinating. And I've had an awful lot of fun working with Hover for the camera that I showed you at the beginning of the video. I love it. And yeah, it's just really interesting that some people still don't, when you know, when I get comments through social media, it's really interesting that some of the people still think that, you know, they've got ideas of, you know, wanting massive luxury, and I don't know, just for us it's not, I think, what we want. I also, typically in, what is it, November, I think because the garden's sort of on its way out, there's still lots of life and vibrancy out there, and there's still lots of pretty things. We've still got cosmos growing, and it's flowering, and I'm just going to leave it, I think, because the bees seem to really enjoy it. We've got berries and lots of pretty things, but I am thinking forward to spring, and I've bought so many bulbs. I think we went to a garden centre yesterday with my mum, and there was a 50% off sale on bulbs, and I must have bought over 100 more bulbs. I don't need them, and it's November, so I'm probably going to put those, find some pots somewhere and put those into pots, maybe have like a crazy tulip daffodil display, which I think will be nice. I'm still gutted that I haven't found hyacinth bulbs. I did, like I mentioned, but they were mouldy, and I really need to get some. It's just a me thing. I love to do indoor bulbs this time of year. I find it really, like, rewarding and fun. Ooh. I've also been thinking a lot about vlogging and how I vlog and what I'm vlogging. You know, like years ago when we lived in Oxfordshire, I used to want to do like cozy country living, travelling around like Oxfordshire, that sort of thing, and from our cottage there. And I started doing it, but I was never, it never felt like fully me. Whereas now, we're living in Wiltshire and we've got a thatched cottage, and I love this cottage. I just feel so happy. And I'm now thinking more about vlogging here and what I want to do here, because obviously I started doing all of this in March. And I'm sort of thinking I would quite like to do more like day in the life, cozy country living, but at the same time I kind of struggle with that sort of thing. I love watching it, but I always forget to, it's the remembering to set up the camera. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do Vlogmas this year. I know that lots of you, I've watched lots of YouTubers that do that, and I love watching their Vlogmases. Yeah, so I watched Josie's, and I think Madeline's done one as well. They're great, and I'm going to have a go at doing it. And I don't know how it's going to go, but it's probably going to be me taking you to like Christmas markets, just generally doing stuff around the cottage. I'm going to decorate the cottage, so that'll probably be one of them for Christmas. I've already started, as you saw. I've got the snow globe and some sparkly little candles out. I've got so much stuff to get out of the loft, it's unreal for Christmas. But I'm hoping that that will help me shape my channel a bit more and really what I want to do. I love gardening and I love home and interior design and styling, so maybe like a mixture of those would be nice. I don't really follow any channels that do those sorts of things. I follow channels that do fashion, I follow channels that do baking and cooking and like vegan things, or ones that do like generally like just day in the life vlogs, but I don't really follow or know of any that do a mix of like all the things that I really enjoy, like crafting, gardening, interior styling. When I say interior styling, I don't mean beiges and silvers. It's not my vibe. I love colour, and I love dried flowers, and I love florals, and just, I think it was my husband that said it. He said I'm, and quote, middle class with a touch of hippie vibes. I don't really know what that means, but anyway, that's I guess sort of my style. Like, yeah, a little bit fancy, but at the same time quirky. Like, I love hippie things like rocks, crystals, dried flowers, incense, candles, witchy sort of things, and that's probably from growing up in Avebury. I had better get on. I've chatted to you for a very long time, and hopefully you haven't fallen asleep like my daughter has, and hopefully your tea's not gone cold. Mine is still boiling hot. That is, those taps are so good. But yeah, it was so nice to have you on today's vlog and show you my new fancy air camera, and I'll be bringing you a lot more shots from the garden, and we can even use that in the cottage as well. So yeah, if you've enjoyed today's video and you haven't yet, please do subscribe, and please leave me a comment below. I'd love to chat to you. I always respond to all my comments. I try to anyway. I know a lot of people don't, but I really make an effort to do so because you've made an effort to comment, so I feel that I should do the same. And it's nice to build those relationships and connections, and I will see you on our next video.